So just a few quick housekeeping details for those that may have joined us late. If you are not on mute, if you could please mute yourself. We will be utilizing the chat feature to the bottom of the screen. There's a way to type in questions and answers. I'll also be introducing each of our staff members and providing their titles and email addresses. So if you have any specific questions you'd like to follow up with our principal or about before or after care, you'll have all the contact information to reach out to each of those individuals. So my name is Carrie Palaio. I am the Director of Advancement for Notre Dame schools, both the elementary and the high school. And I just wanted to thank you and warmly welcome you to joining us here today. We wish we could be doing this in person, and we look forward to meeting all of you very soon, someday very soon. We're going to kick off the program with Mrs. Rossi, who is our elementary school principal, and she's going to tell us a little bit about Notre Dame Elementary, and then we will continue on with our tour.
Thank you, Mrs. Palaio. Good morning, everyone. How nice to be with all of you today. And I thank all of you for taking the time to learn about our outstanding kindergarten program here at 11 Barton Avenue in South Utica. Notre Dame schools are known throughout the entire area for their academic excellence, strong emphasis on faith and family, and for guiding our students in service and outreach to others. Today, you will meet our dedicated kindergarten teachers. They will lead you on a tour of their classrooms and give you an idea of what sets our program apart from all the others. Also on hand today are a great group of individuals, both administrators and support staff, who lend their expertise to make our Notre Dame Elementary School the great school that it is. I'm going to turn you back to Mrs. Palaio at this time, and we will begin our tour. So thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Rossi. We wanted to make this as interactive as an experience as possible, so we're actually going to introduce you to our kindergarten teachers, Mrs. Decker and Mrs. Gross, and take tours of both of their classroom. As you can see, we are walking down kindergarten corner and heading into Mrs. Decker's classroom first.
Welcome to kindergarten and Fun Friday. I'm Mrs. Gross. And I'm Mrs. Decker. And this is my classroom. Over on the bookshelf, we have our curriculum, which adheres to New York State standards. And on this back table, we have an example of our Go Math program, one of the lessons that we would be doing. It's a hands-on lesson where the children will be using manipulatives to solve a puzzle, to come up with an answer. This table is set up for ELA. This is an enrichment exercise.
The children really enjoy using these, and our hope is that in kindergarten they learn how to blend sounds, how to read. So this is a fun way for them to get that reinforcement.
And over here is our big calendar where we pretty much start our day every morning right here. We go through the days of the week, each month, our schedule of events. And over here we put up the weather. And Mrs. Gross, can you take a look out the window? What's our weather today?
Well, I think we'll go with partly sunny today or partly cloudy, I think.
And the special helper will come over here and put up all the pieces of the calendar. We typically do a lot of team teaching right over here as well, where we do our religion lessons together.
And every day we are together as a team at some point, whether it's a learning lesson, something academic, or some other fun thing. It's a nice day.
take a nature walk, put it into our science curriculum.
All the children in our classes know each other by first name.
And they know each of us as well. They're comfortable with either one of us as their teacher. Whoever's in charge of doing the lesson, they feel as comfortable with us. And that's what we are very proud of with our kindergarten program.
This board highlights our ELA as well, our word wall, the alphabet, and the handwriting letters. After we complete each letter of the week, we put up the handwriting letter to show that we finished it.
And now we're going to go into my classroom, KA. You'll notice there are familiar objects in this room as well as in Mrs. Decker's room, and that's what also helps the children in kindergarten. And here we are back at a calendar in this room. Same calendar, and here's our specials that we have for the kindergarten children. We have art.
What's nice about our specials is that they're outside of the classroom. And our art class is once a week in our art room,
And then we go to the library,
which is also once a week, and we go to the library for that.
and the children get to take out a book each week. We keep them in the room, and then they can take time to share it, and then they get a new book each week. We have music.
Music is extra special for us because we go twice a week, but once we go together as a group, and we go to the auditorium for our music class,
We have physical education,
which is twice a week in our gymnasium.
or if it's nice, we get to go outside. And then we have technology.
Technology is in our computer lab, and we go once a week.
And then during the month, each month, we always have assemblies, maybe in the fall, it could be a chocolate assembly, Christmas time might be our giving program. And each month we have a prayer service and or a mass. So of course, being a Catholic school, we do, our religion is very important. And what's nice about mass is every grade gets to be in charge of one mass. So there's always a kindergarten mass, which of course, as you can imagine, is very special for each one of our children.
And being in attendance with the whole school makes them feel so special and a sense of community. They absolutely love it.
And now we're going to let you go talk to Mrs. Wenner, who's in charge of our aftercare program.
Good morning, boys and girls and parents. I'm Bridget Wenner, and I'm the After-School Care Program Director. Our program runs daily when school is in session from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. Our program staff consists of qualified care providers and some of our assistants that are already in school during the day. We take pride in looking for ways to evolve and help our families to grow during these trying times. We want to keep a safe, friendly, and nurturing environment at all times. Each day, our program starts with a New York State certified CACFP snack program. If your child has any restrictions, we also work with that, and that's done on a private basis. After our snack program, we begin moving into homework, play, and activity time. Our homework time allows a structured setting with guidance and help if the students need it. Playtime consists of approximately 50 stations that we rotate and change out every day so that each child gets to visit several, and we do about every 10 minutes, stations to allow the child a unique and encouraging and happy experience. Our activity time allows for programs such as golf that we offer for our 3rd through 6th graders once a week during the fall, winter, and early springtime. Activity time for our younger students allows 1 day a week. Our own Mrs. Holden comes in and we do yoga. The kids love it. They love it. She does a book. She does yoga with them. It's such a wonderful experience for the children. The after-school program does maintain a secure building at all times. We have one entrance and exit point that is monitored constantly by our staff member. It's always just the one entrance and one exit, and we have to allow you in, and then you have to go out the same door. If you have any questions, feel free to ask at the end. Email me, call me, whatever. I'm always available. And I really do look forward to, I see a lot of my friends already, and I look forward to seeing new friends that are going to come and join our Notre Dame family in the fall. Thank you.
All right, next up, thank you so much, Mrs. Wenner. As she mentioned, if you would like to contact her, I'm providing all of our staff email addresses in the chat box. So if you did join us late, you can look in the chat box for that contact information. Next, we're going to have Mrs. Mayo talk a little bit about our application process. We do have some friends joining us who have not yet applied. So if you're interested in applying and have further questions, she's going to describe that process to you right now.
Good morning, everyone. It's so good to see some of my faces here. I miss you all very much. As you know, I'm Mrs. Mayo. I'm an administrative assistant here at Notre Dame Elementary School. I receive and process all your applications here. If you can call the school office, I'd be gladly to mail you an application. You can also pick up an application. I can schedule a time for you to come in. Or you can download our application and forms at our school website, which is www.notredameutica.org. If you decide to download the application on our school website, once again, Mrs. Pleo is going to be putting it on the chat box. It is www.notredameutica.org. Once you click on our homepage, there is an admissions tab that you would click on. Then you will go to application forms. As you go onto the application form page, there is a process that you must complete before you download the applications. And I'll go over it real quickly of what you would need to do first. On the application form page, if you scroll down, there is the first process that you must do is called Smart Payment Plan. You must click on the link that is provided on that page. It is a website that you go to Smart, where you create an account, and then you also will choose what payment plan option that you desire. Once you complete that, you scroll down on that page. There is a FAFSA tuition assistance link that you must click on. We encourage all our families to fill out the FAFSA tuition assistance online, as you would be considered for any tuition assistance as well as scholarships. So there is a website for that as well. Also, please make sure, parents, that you have your 2018, 2019 tax information. You must upload that in the FAFSA tuition assistance website in order to be considered for any assistance and scholarships. Lastly, if we scroll down on that page, down at the bottom, there is a link that you click on. It says New Admission, Notre Dame Elementary School, K-6, 2020-2021. Click on that and you may download and print the application along with the forms. Please make sure you fill out all those forms, and also it is a $50 application fee, non-refundable, that you must also bring in with your application. You can either pay cash or a check and make it out to Notre Dame schools. For our kindergarten families, there also is required documentation that you also may bring in with your application. We would need to have a copy of your child's birth certificate, Also a copy of your child's physical and shot records for the past year. Those are the requirements in order to be in our kindergarten program here at Notre Dame Elementary School. Also too, if your child has attended any pre-K program, if you have some documentation as well, Mrs. Rossi would like that as well to review as well. Please give us a call. I can schedule a time for you to come in, for you to drop off the application. Our school building is open from 11 to 1 daily, Monday through Friday, as we are a nutritional school, and our parents do come and pick up breakfast and lunches for our students. So we are open from 11 to 1 daily. And also too, if you do decide to pick up an application, or if I mail you a hard copy application, there is an instructional sheet that is attached to that application that will also give you step-by-step on how to go about the registration process as a smart payment plan, the fax tuition assistance. The links are on that page as well, and step-by-step instruction on how to fill out those applications. Please feel free to give us a call here at Notre Dame Elementary School. Mrs. Rossi, our principal, Mrs. Polito, our assistant principal, is available to answer any questions that you may have and would be very glad to assist you in it. Thank you.
And in true fashion, the phone rings. Next up, Mrs. Carol Polito. She is our assistant principal. She's going to talk to us today a little bit about kindergarten readiness, as well as she does also take care of all of our pre-K programs. So I do know that some parents are wondering, is my child ready for kindergarten? Should I stay in pre-K for another year? So Mrs. Polito is going to talk about that, and then we will open up for questions and answers after that. Mrs. Polito?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to be here with everyone. And I know I'm very happy to address this important question. Do you feel your child is ready for kindergarten? This is a question that arises at this time of the year. I often meet with pre-K teachers and parents when we hold conferences regarding this question. One tool that is used to help with the decision is a kindergarten screening test. And traditionally, that is administered by the kindergarten teachers in June. However, of course, this year we do not have a firm date, but we are entertaining the possibility of administering the screenings in late summer. If teacher and parents agree that the child is definitely not ready for kindergarten, we do offer placement in our Montessori pre-K program. That program is multi-age and includes 5-year-old students every year. The Montessori curriculum lends itself toward accommodating that 5-year-old child's needs, and both Montessori teachers are familiar and efficient in addressing those children's needs. Of course, most importantly, it is our goal to have your child comfortable in his or her environment. And so parent input, of course, is always paramount, and especially in these circumstances. You know your child best. You have lived with your child all of their little lives, and you have seen them grow. Do you in your hearts feel that your child is ready for kindergarten? You can just look at their maturity level. And I know there is time yet between now and September, which is a long time in a little one's life. And so if you wish to address this now, or if you wish to address it in late summer, we'll be open to all of your questions. Is your child interested in working on their little tasks, especially now that you see them doing this at home as their teachers continue to send them some work? And can you see a little progress being made as you are working with them? Some parents have sent us photos of their children proudly displaying their work. It's a nice little indicator that your child is very interested and ready. Again, if there's any thought in your mind that kindergarten is not going to be a good placement for your child, just contact us. And I would also be very happy to put you in touch with Mrs. Farley, who is one of our Montessori teachers. She would be happy to explain in depth the curriculum that a 5-year-old would be having in her room or in our Miss Kissel's room as well. Thank you very much. And again, I do appreciate this very important decision that you need to make. And however we can be of help to you, please don't hesitate. Thank you.
All right, before I open it up to questions, I just have one little other housekeeping announcement. If you could either email me, I'm going to pop my email address up in the chat box right now, or post your email address in the group chat. So we have a list of records of everybody who attended this virtual open house. We did offer an incentive for our new families. So we do want to know all of those who are waiting here with us. We are going to go back into the kindergarten classroom, and the kindergarten teachers have a few more things they want to go over with you, as well as open it up for questions and answers. And really everybody here is available for any questions and answers outside of the kindergarten teachers as well. We are also available to meet offline one-on-one if you would like to take advantage of that, or have a phone call with any of us, or reach any of us by email. So we are always available for questions and answers. You know, if this isn't the right setting for you, we do want to make sure that, you know, you are able to answer everything that you need in preparation for your child going to kindergarten. So we're going to turn it back over to the kindergarten corner teachers.
First and foremost, thank you so much for taking a peek into our classrooms. Although it looked a little bit different than it typically would during the school year, we're so happy that you came in to take a look.
We just put together a couple important things that we feel what sets our kindergarten apart.
Partnership and team teaching togetherness. Mrs. Gross and I feel that it is very important for their academics and social development.
And because it is, these are what we accomplished from that. Comfort. At Notre Dame Elementary, we are a school family, and we truly are. And that's, I think, a wonderful feeling of a building like this. You do feel like it's an extension of your own family.
There are daily interactions between the classrooms.
And that, in turn, gives your children a sense of security, because no matter who their teacher is after this, whatever room they're in, they know each other, they're comfortable with one another, and that will make the learning process that much more enjoyable for them.
As we said earlier, our curriculum is in adherence to New York State standards. And we really focus on small group and individual attention for all students.
And all these things together, as we have mentioned before, give us a sense of community, where your children and you, as their caregivers and parents, you have a sense of belonging to our school, our faith, and our neighborhood. We always do outreach within our building and with the outside in the community. And the children just love that. That's what's great about kindergarten. They are so welcome to everything, no matter what we do. They just get right involved in it, and it makes our day extremely enjoyable.
We are a Notre Dame family, and they love that. They know that too.
I guess now, Mrs. Play, are there any questions from anyone, or?
I don't see any questions in the chat box. If any parents have any questions and they'd like to come off mute, we invite you to do so. I did just see a question come up. What are the typical class sizes?
Well, right now, our class size is, we each have 14. Last year, we had 20 in each room. I would say we probably go between 15 and 20 each year.
All right, the next question we have is, when will we hear about ordering uniforms?
That's a Mrs. Mayo question, I think.
Mrs. Mayo, when will that information be sent to our kindergarten families? She on mute still?
I think Mrs. Mayo is on mute.
Okay, I'm scrolling down to find her. I'm gonna unmute her. Mrs. Mayo, can you answer the question about kindergarten uniforms? When will we hear about ordering uniforms, and approximately how much are they?
Okay, Flynn OHara is our uniform company that we deal with. They probably will be sending a flyer to our school probably toward the end of this month, and all that information will be in a flyer. Once I get that, I will send that to you, Mrs. Palayo, so that you can put it hopefully on our school website. Also, I will be emailing it to all our families as well. Usually they have a day in the month of July that they come to Notre Dame High School and come in the evening from 4 to 7 to meet with families if they want to physically order. That I haven't heard anything about that as of yet. So I'm hoping toward the end of this month we will be receiving a flyer from Flynn OHara through an email. So once I know that, I will get that out to all our parents.
Before you unmute, if we do are able to have an open sale, we do usually have a uniform.
Yes, we do have a
sale
used
during
uniform.
that
Yes,
time.
we do have a used uniform sale as well. Usually we have it a few days before Flynn OHara goes to the high school to meet with all our parents when you come physically to order uniforms, if you so desire. So usually Mrs. Rossi will put that together when we would have a used uniform sale. And sometimes what we do too on orientation day, which is in September, we always have an orientation day before the first full day of school. We may also have used uniforms going on at that day as well. But that will be determined.
So somebody asked about cost. I can speak to, as a parent, I have a son in the high school. He's been a student since the 8th grade. He'll be a senior this year. I've probably spent about $350 in total on uniforms throughout his whole high school year. So it really is a cost-saving measure to have uniforms, and as a parent, I greatly appreciate that. So before we flip back to the classroom, I know we have some classroom questions. What is the typical schedule of a school day, and what is the time of the school day? Ladies?
We go down to the cafeteria to pick up our children around 8:15. Our day begins at 8:15.
And then Mrs. Rossi will say prayers. We say that together. And when we showed you our calendar time, that's how we do start our morning after prayers. We have some morning work children will be doing while we're asking them what do they want for lunch, and if there's any notes about changes in dismissal.
We do pick a special helper every day, and our special helper will be our helpers throughout the entire day. Will help us with our calendar and
handing out papers or getting in line to go to a special. But then we do our calendar. And then, of course, we have what breaks up our day. Usually in the morning, we do a lot of our ELA programs. And primarily our specials are in the morning.
Typically in the morning.
In the morning. So we have to work around getting to gym class, getting to the bathroom, putting on an art smock, things that with little ones do add a little bit of time to our usual day.
And we do have a snack in the morning.
Yes.
We will have a snack every day in the morning, and our lunchtime is at 11 o'clock. As of right now, our lunchtime is 11 o'clock.
And after they finish lunch, they have recess, they come back to the room. We're back here from recess about 11:45. And then again, we reverse our back to the bathroom. We might have a little story, just a downtime to get them.
Usually
settled.
religion.
And that's good
We'll
in
do
the
a religion lesson
in the
after lunch and
afternoon for
recess.
us. And we'll have our math is nice, but it was hands-on, easy for them. And often, and our afternoon is usually where we do our social studies or science lesson for
Which
the
we'll
day,
eat together.
which is together. And then they go home at about 2 o'clock. We start getting, especially in the winter, clothes and backpacks, folders out. We have our afternoon prayers around 2:15, 2:20, buses, pick up and dismissal.
And then they fall asleep on the way home because it was such a jam-packed day.
There's no nap.
No nap.
We have a question asking how we are conducting distance learning for our kindergarten students.
This year, Mrs. Rose and I have developed a YouTube channel. All of our children don't have access to an actual computer, but every child has access to a phone, whether it's a parent's phone or a guardian's phone, where they can look at our videos on our YouTube channel. So we have been doing ELA lessons, math lessons, religion lessons, and just fun lessons and reviews.
Right, as we said, one Friday, every Friday, we take whatever our letter of the week is, and we do something special to reinforce it. When it was the letter X, these are things you could go on our YouTube page, NDE Kindergarten Corner, and see some of our videos. And I think Miss Play was going to put some up on the Facebook page too. But what was fun about our excursion is we got in the car and we drove to everybody's house. We left them a mystery box. And in the box was a fox to make. And then we read a Dr. Seuss, Fox and Socks, when we got back. And if the kids were here, we would have gone on an excursion. We would have walked around looking for things. And that's what makes Fridays fun for us. And that's why we said it was Fun Friday. So our Fun Friday is with you today, telling you about our programs.
We also had a question about summer care, if we will have summer open house, or I'm sorry, summer school.
That's summer fun. That's probably
For the front office.
right. That's for someone in the office.
Okay. So, and I think that's, something that's ever evolving. We have to work right now with the New York State Department of Health and regulations. So again, something that we have every year and we plan for, but we're kind of in a wait and hold moment at this moment on that. Mrs. Wenner, we have some more questions about aftercare. Can you also tell us what time they can come for before care? What time that begins, and then explain the current pricing, knowing that we may have some adjustments.
Before care starts at 7:20. Your child can enter the building at 7:20. They go downstairs to the cafeteria. Some get breakfast at that time. That's up to the parents. But they sit at the table. There's monitors down there watching them. And then their teachers pick them up from the cafeteria. That's before care. After school care is dismissed at dismissal time. Mrs. Rossi dismisses them, and all students come to the cafeteria. And that's where we do snack together. Everyone does snack together, and then we separate into our preschool, kindergarten, first and second grade. We go upstairs and we play in the auditorium, and our third through sixth grade stay downstairs in the cafeteria, and they use the cafeteria and the gymnasium. In pricing, we have not set, and that will be discussed between Mrs. Polito, Mrs. Rossi over the summer. We have not set anything for pricing yet.
Okay. I'm going to quickly switch over and share my screen. Here's a chance for you to add any more questions. I'm going to show you a little snippet of Kindergarten Corner and what they are doing during distance learning, and pop in a fun little video. Okay, so that does continue on for another minute, but that's just one of the fun Friday type things that they're doing on their YouTube channel, in addition to fuller lessons that cover math, ELA, etc. I'm gonna switch back here and stop sharing my screen and see if we have any more questions. If not, like I mentioned before, we're all available for questions at any time, either through our email. Our main office is still open. We can set up a Zoom call with your family if you have one-on-one questions and concerns, or if you have questions about if your child is ready for kindergarten. What time is drop off if your child does not take the bus?
The child can be dropped off at 7:20.
And then I think at end of the day pickup probably.
End of the day,
Start arriving.
dismissal's 2:30.
Dismissal 2:30.
Right, if they're not taking the bus, or if they're staying for aftercare, then it's 5:30.
Yeah. Hopefully that clarifies. And if your child is dropping off in the morning and not on a bus, you can still drop off at that early time. Miss Bridget, Nikki says hello.
Hi, I see some of my friends. I miss you all so much. Oh, kisses to all of my friends. I miss you all. Remember how much I love you. And I can't wait to see you.
So I'm going to officially end the program if nobody else has any questions. I know that there's a lot of familiar faces, so if any of the kids want to pop on and say hi to teachers or staff that they know, they're more than welcome to do that. We love seeing all of our friends and we miss them very much.